sir, so what happens in goal setting? What I have generally seen is like, again, I believe in manifesting, so I keep setting some goal or the other for myself. Sometimes I forget about them. They don't happen, and I forget about them. But when I reflect back, they do happen in some way or the other. I may not be running after them, but they do happen. But a lot of people, what I have seen is like people do set their goals, but then there are obstacles. There are personal obstacles, there are financial obstacles, there are many different obstacles that people come across, and which is why they deteriorate from their path and they forget about their goal, or they simply give up. So how should people be, once somebody has set a goal for himself, how should they be dealing with the obstacles? Because, again, normally we would say keep going, but how should people actually deal with them?
See, first of all, why do you set a goal? Because there will be obstacles. There will be some, there is something which you feel, there will be resistances. You feel that you have to achieve this, for that you have to make an effort, you have to go beyond certain things, and you have to reach there. So what is somebody, a few days before I was just discussing, we were discussing exactly on the same topic. He says ki, Ranjan, what is a goal without obstacles? Maja kaise aayega? How will you enjoy it unless you really cross something? So that's one thing. But then the question is that how do you really go about it? How do you really, every obstacle or every challenge must be, again, we are repeating, every challenge must be taken as an opportunity, because there will be a learning. When you try to cross that, if it is you cross a river, you cross a stream, you cross a path, you cross a place, you will face some challenges, and every time when you cross it, there is some learning from there.
Right.
And again, going back to our old thoughts, learning, when you suppose you succeed, so you repeat or you know, but one thing is, again, what has worked now for this particular obstacle may not work next, so this is only helps you in building up for the next. And if you fail, then it's again a learning for you. There is nothing called a failure, it is a learning only. So there is a learning for you, what you should not be doing. If failure, if it is not repeated, obviously it's not a failure at all, it's a learning. So you go forward. So every obstacle or every challenge must be treated as an opportunity, and we must try to see it that what we are exactly gaining out of it. I think that's, when you look at it positively, Sanjeev, so you will then feel,
right,
no more it's an obstacle, it's an enjoyable thing. It happens to all of us. See, we must have seen so many this training of soldiers, if you look at it. What can be more difficult than that? They still go through that, and after some times you feel that satisfaction in their faces, because they start enjoying it. When they go through the mud, or when they go through that under those wires and rise and all these things, they start enjoying it. So this is how obstacles, to me, I think, I feel very strongly, this is how they should be treated.
Yeah, you just mentioned army, and I was very recently just listening to Vicky Kaushal in one of his reels. So he had, while working for Uri, I think he and a lot of his co-actors, they actually went for a 6 to 8 months training with the army. And at the end of the training, they thought that they were almost soldiers, so to say. And the next day when they were to depart, and one of the commandants said, okay, let's do a small army warm-up. And that warm-up was a very small warm-up, probably. He said that almost around 15 to 20 minutes warm-up was there. And these guys thought, okay, we are more or less soldiers, no? We can do the warm-up with them, that's not a problem. And he said, by the end of it, we were half dead. And those guys were still like, they could do like another round of that very comfortably. So, yeah, I think it's all about enjoying those moments
Yes.
and
And enjoying
actually
every
being-
moment of
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I think if you enjoy the journey, goal is never far away. I
Yes.
think it's always going to be there. And yeah, as you said, I mean, we can keep setting our goal one step at a time, rather
yes.
than actually going for the larger one, which is unbelievable. We should be setting more believable targets. So that brings me to the people, like, because I mean, obviously we are, when we set some goals, we are also dependent on a lot of people around us, the whole environment around us, and how that actually will help us achieve our goals or achieve whatever we want in life. And mostly we are a product of our surroundings. Whatever I say today, I have probably learned it, heard it, spoken with a lot of people. That's where I think get that from. So I, in my own way, I when I meet people, I kind of see everybody very respectfully, in terms of, be it a person from any caste or creed or anything. But I've seen, like, people when they rise to a level, or I mean, sometimes who've not even risen to the level, but they just think they have risen to a level, not showing that kind of respect. What is the value of respect in a person's journey, a life journey to the top? What is that one? I mean, that value. How much does it hold for any individual?
I think, I mean, knowingly or unknowingly, you just said it. When you say that these people do not respect and I mean, they have risen to a level, they have not risen. To me, they have not risen. Respect is something, respecting individuality, respecting diversity, respecting inclusion. I think probably this is something which needs to, unless we have it within us, we are not, we are nowhere. So,
Right.
yeah, and talking about the value of that, it makes that difference in you amongst others.
Right.
It creates, it shows, and that's what works. So, and the second part is which obviously I would like to more thrust upon, is that why do we respect others? I mean, why is it necessary for respecting others? Every individual has something to offer.
Right.
And none of us is perfect. That's also another thing which is very common today. Only while traveling, I had a co-passenger in the aircraft. We were discussing, and we don't. No person is the same, and none of us is perfect.
Yeah.
And if I have something to learn, if I don't respect others, I just can't get that, because I will not be, my mental framework will not be ready to observe anything from others unless I have a respect for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it is also equally important for every leader. I'm trying to say that why it is necessary. I think leaders have to understand it's extremely important for them. Then only your learning or your transfer of knowledge from them or from the people around you will be complete.
Right.
Your mind, your brain, your mind is working in that respect. That way. If you don't have respect, I will not get anything from that.
Absolutely.
So that's why it is important. Other than that, of course, it is important that we must consider everyone as equal. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is the one that we know. We have to go by that. That none of us are different. But if you want to succeed in life, you must know that you have a selfish reason. Within inverted comma, I'm telling it's a selfish reason why I should respect others. Then only my learning will be complete, and I will improve. I will be able to improve myself if only I am able to respect others around me.